So here we are at 42nd Street, Tuts Theatre. So 42nd Street is about Peggy Sawyer, small town girl heading to the big city to hopefully get famous. We'll see if that happens. I'm excited to see this. There are lots of possibly scene changes, so it'll be interesting to see like how they handle that. And I really love musicals, so I'm really looking forward to this musical. I'll catch up with you afterwards. It'll be much darker to see how it went. Now this is an outdoor theater, so it gets loud. Not just people walking by, but it gets loud. Just noises. It's not an enclosed space, and it can get cold. So let's see like what it'll be like to be in the outdoor theater, how cold it'll get, and I'll catch up with you later. Bye. So here we are. We just finished watching 42nd Street at Tuts, and I'm with Bea here. And so Bea, what did you think of the costumes?
Well, I thought that I love the sequins. I can never get enough sparkle. Glitter, dazzle, really cute outfits. I would say more than dramatic and over the top. It was a lot of I would say a lot of the performers were under the age of 30. So they were cute as buttons, and
And they look cute in their costumes.
They were cute.
They look so
they
cute
were
in their
cute.
costumes. Yes, I like the set. Mm-hmm. They had a layered set, so they had different, the stage. They had like a frame around the stage, and they could drop curtains, different curtains to kind of signify different things. Then they kind of had a middle stage, and then they had a back door that opened as well. So when they needed to come in through that, they could do that as well, which I thought that was quite clever. I liked what they did with that.
And I liked how they incorporated, if you've ever seen 42nd Street, this is my first time for a theater under the stars. And so I saw this before in London, and they, in this production, incorporated more of the conductor for the orchestra.
Yes.
And they really did references, so it's kind of like a show within a show. And we were discussing that, and I really thought that they did really well in terms of utilizing a very small space and not having the grandeur of a London production. But this was very good. I think, if I may just, because I've seen it before and on a grander scale, my only take in knowing that this is a smaller theater company, I did find a couple of things somewhat distracting, where the placement of some of the players were right up in the front. And I found that was where there was some placement at the beginning of where the performers had their back to the audience, and we couldn't see what they were saying, and if they, so doing a small bit in high school myself, I remember going, they need to see your face, and so I found that, and that light bulb thing, the lamp with the glowing,
the bear light bulb. They had quite an effect.
Yeah, that left my eyes a little stunned, but it did play into the scene.
Oh, absolutely. So, what was your favorite part? Do you have a favorite part?
I think where they were in the money.
Yeah, that was
where they all came out with like the giant disc, and then they of course jumped on top of it, and then the rotating. So
the rotating stairs. The rotating stairs were great, and the large coins.
The huge coins.
Huge. Yeah.
So that incorporated, like you said, everybody from the glamour to the dancing, the interaction of all of. I think it was a well-oiled. You can tell that was like the showstopper.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's hard to sing on stage, and it is hard to dance on stage. And these guys were singing and dancing at the same time. And I know that is incredibly difficult, to be moving around at that speed and still be holding your voice and singing really well. So that was one of my favorite parts. They did that well.
I think the performers had exceptional voices. They really, when they had their moment, they took it and really, that I think I embraced all of their, I don't know, I felt they were very engaged with the audience.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, Bea, thank you much for coming out tonight. We had a great time, so you should come see it. I will say, if you're coming out, wear some layers. It does get chilly at night, And remember, it's an open door theater, so it can get noisy. There's a plane flew overhead, and you just gotta roll with it.
There's bugs.
But it's worth it. There are bugs. It's worth it. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, come out and see 42nd Street.
And make sure you get a seat cushion if you want one for your
Oh
bum.
yeah, great advice. Get a seat cushion. They rent seat cushions. All right. Thanks, B.